The Pirates stink, but yet here I am calling them. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Dr. Delay Calling Games. I'm, of course, Dr. Delay. And we've got, well, it's not really a great game today. It's going to be the Pirates and the Nationals. Pirates, of course, have lost 7 in a row, and they are just bad. I don't even know why I even try, but here I am again trying to enjoy the last of the Pirates this year. Again, they've lost 7 in a row. They were actually ahead yesterday, late in the game, and then, of course, they blow it. Nationals coming back and winning 6-5. So the Pirates looking to actually gain a lead and, of course, hold on to the lead today. Starting pitcher for the Nationals is going to be Andrew Alvarez. He's 1-0 on the season, a 1.86 ERA, whip of a .93. Of course, he's only started twice, but, you know, the young rookie, well, I shouldn't say young, 26-year-old rookie, looks very good in his first 2 appearances as a professional. Doing very well against the Marlins, 5 innings, no earned runs. And for the Cubs, 4 2/3 and 2 earned runs in that one. So not too shabby, doing all right. Again, a very solid start to his young MLB career. Starting lineups for the Nationals is going to be Abrams. He's going to be at short. Wood in left. Bell is at first. Of course, he's a familiar face. Lyle is DHing. Garcia is at second. Alfaro is catching. Cruz in right. House at third. And Hassel, the third, at center. Denny, how's it going? How is it going? Let's go, Bucks. We need it. 7 in a row. We're pathetic as always. It'd be nice to see the Pirates get a win today. For the Pirates, the visiting Pirates, who've lost 7 in a row. At one point, I thought, yeah, we're definitely going to get 70 wins. That was hilarious. I boldly said 73. What an idiot. Bubba Chandler is going to be on the mound for the Pirates. 2-1 with a 7.36 ERA. Now, he started off really good, but his last 2 appearances have been rough. Last appearance, 2 2/3, 9 earned runs, 9 hits, 3 walks. The appearance before that, 4 innings against the Dodgers, 3 earned. So again, it's been a struggle the last 2 appearances for him. He's looking to rebound today against the Nationals. Chamas, how's it going? Sup, Dr. Delay? I'm going to a concert. Will you enjoy, Chamas? I hope you have a good one. And just be careful out there. For the Pirates, their starting lineup will be Triolo. He's at short. Pham is in left. Reynolds is in right. Gonzalez is at second. McCutchen DHing. Canario in center. York is at first. Davis is catching. And Devaney is at third. Again, that is your starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who again have just been a mess as of late. Nationals are picked to win today by ESPN, though the Pirates are actually the favorite. If you look at the line, they're favored by 1.5. And again, it's just been a rough stretch. They just can't seem to buy a win. Going to Morgan Wallen. I'm not familiar with Morgan Wallen. I'm not really familiar with many singers or whatnot. Again, the last win was against the Dodgers. That was September 4th. We were feeling pretty good. The Pirates were playing very good baseball prior to that. And, you know, during that series, of course, sweeping the Dodgers. But since then, losing 3 in a row to Milwaukee, 3 in a row to Baltimore in heartbreaking fashion, I might add. And, of course, yesterday, another heartbreaking. And they were up, and then they seemed to have blown the lead. And that sounds a lot like the Pirates that I know and love. For the standings, again, it's not really like it impacts these 2 teams, but, you know, we'll look over it anyway. The Pirates, of course, they're done. You can say that they are done. The Nationals, of course, as well. They're done. But, you know, as far as everyone else in the wild card, it's very interesting. In the NL side of things, the Cubs look to be clinching that spot. They're pretty much all in there. The Padres, again, very comfortable lead there, +4 on the final spot. The Mets only a half game up on the Giants. The Mets have lost 7 in a row. Giants only half game back, and the Reds fighting back. They're only a game and a half. Diamondbacks only 3 games back. So a lot of action here that could be coming up. The Yankees looking good. Red Sox looking fine. The Astros holding that last spot. They've been struggling as of late, as we are underway in Washington, D.C. as Triolo takes a pitch at the knees for a called strike. Triolo Batting .226, OPS of .670, 5 homers and 20 RBIs on the season. Alvarez kicks and deals. That is high for ball one. 1-1 count to Triola. Triola yesterday was 2 for 5 in the loss to the Nationals. 1-1 count. Alvarez delivers. Triola hits this to short. Throws to first for out number 1. That was a nice play by the shortstop. Good stuff. Good snag. That was C.J. Abrams. I guess he could play anywhere. I thought he was an outfielder. That's good. Tommy Pham coming up to the plate. Batting .256, OPS of .717, 9 homers and 50 RBIs. Looks like he didn't really do much yesterday. As Alvarez delivers. That's an off-speed pitch in the dirt, ball 1. How are you doing today? I'm watching Bulldogs versus Big Orange. Bulldogs versus Big Orange. Are you talking about Tennessee? Here's the 1-0, and that's going to be in there for a called strike. I've never actually heard Tennessee referred to the Big Orange. I just immediately thought of Syracuse. I'm like, I don't know who Syracuse is playing. 1-1 counts. Here is the pitch. Pham hits it to short, and Abrams again with a nice play throwing to first for out number 2. So just like that, 2 great plays by Abrams and 2 outs. Tennessee and Georgia might put up 100 each. That sounds like a game right there. That'll bring up Brian Reynolds. A little bit of a slump here, batting .242, OPS of .712, 15 homers and 71 RBIs. 1 for 4 yesterday, though. Just didn't do too well against the Orioles, his hometown team. As Alvarez kicks and deals. And Reynolds sends this to left. But that is caught by Wood for out number 3. And just like that, the Pirates will make way for the Nationals. We head to the bottom of the first. 0-0 is your score. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Likes definitely help the channel. Subscribing also helps the channel. It's a big help. Big help to the channel. Travis, how's it going? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Yeah, we had a very exciting game. Just noticed that ad up there was probably not good. I don't know why in the world that's there. But again, make sure again to like and subscribe for the channel. It helps the channel a lot. Tennessee up 14-7. Let's see here. I'm looking at the. Okay, there we go. We can look at the stuff. So yeah, Tennessee up 13-7. I guess the extra point is good. 14-7 there. Georgia, 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. That's pretty crazy. Penn State up 7-0 over Villanova. So interesting there. Penn State, I think they were favored by good bits. Most people, I think, had them winning like 50-something to nothing or something like that. Missouri all over Louisiana. Ball State, New Hampshire. Shout out New Hampshire. Giving Ball State everything they can handle. Delaware up 21-17 over UConn. A delay there in Lubbock, apparently, and as well as Purdue. I don't know where Purdue is, to be honest with you. Let's see. I know Pittsburgh and West Virginia. Okay, Pittsburgh is driving at the 27, 3rd and 15 coming up for the Mountaineers. I'm good. Good deal. Good deal. All right, well, Abrams is going to be coming up to the plate. Batting .266 on the year, OPS of .773, 17 homers and 53 RBIs. Yesterday was 1 for 4 in the win over the Pirates. I thought Georgia responded quick. Then Tennessee says, "Hold your beer." Man, that sounds like a good one. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to first. York tosses to Chandler for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Who's winning with the Mets? Well, give me a sec here. The Mets they have yet to begun. They have not gotten underway yet. They're still warming up there, Travis. I know you're looking at that again. The Giants only a half game back of the Mets. The Giants have a great shot, Travis, to make the playoffs. If the Mets continue to struggle, Giants might steal that final spot, as that will bring up James Wood. What a year he's had. Batting .261, OPS of .832, 27 homers and 88 RBIs. 15 stolen bases. Yesterday was 2 for 4. Came across to score twice. Here's the pitch that is in there for a called strike. You're bad. No, you're good. Hey, you're allowed to ask questions. 0-1 counts as Chandler rocks and fires. And that is in there, but it's not called a strike. 1-1 counts. Yeah, this could be an interesting day. I feel like might not get much action here, not much views, or at least for this Pirates game, as that's going to be hit to left and that's going foul. Of course, Pittsburgh, West Virginia, probably much more of a pool for the Pittsburgh fans, and that's okay. Again, I'm just kind of doing this because, yeah, I want to see the Pirates play a few more times. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be a ground ball to first. York again with a nice play toss to Chandler for out number 2. Of course, I feel like I'll probably actually have more Nationals fans in here later down the road. That'll bring up the former Pirate Josh Bell. Josh Bell is batting .234, OPS of .731, 20 homers and 60 RBIs. 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs yesterday. Reds, Giants, Diamondbacks, Cardinals. Yeah, no, they're all right there. They are all right there. It's going to be interesting. As Chandler kicks and deals. Breaking ball that is low for ball 1. And if you're just tuning in, it's 0-0 here in Washington. Pirates going down quickly. Nationals looking to follow suit. As Chandler rocks and fires. And that's taken for a called strike right down the middle. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Chandler kicks and fires. That is outside for ball 2. 2-1 count to Josh Bell. Who are you going for 4 of those teams? Oh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I can't really pick Travis. I do have a lot of Giants fans that have subscribed to the channel, so I could pull for them. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2. Lot of Giants fans. I do have some Diamondbacks fans, some Reds fans that have subscribed to the channel as well. Cardinals fans, not really. I don't think I have a single Cardinals fan that has really made his or her appearance known. As here's the 2-2. That's going to be hit to left, and that is going foul. Hopefully no one saw that. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Chandler rocks and fires. Bell scoops this to center. Canario on the run and makes the catch for out number 3. Nothing doing there for the Nationals. We head to the top of the second. It's 0-0 here in D.C. I apologize, my voice sounds rough. I just called an amazing game. Buffalo and Kent State. That may have been the game of the day, if Tennessee and Georgia calms down. That was a great game. I am very excited, very happy that I called that one. Oh, man, let me refresh this. Once again, if there's anyone here that hasn't yet subscribed to the channel or pressed the like button, definitely do it. This is a growing channel. This is a growing channel despite how it looks, I assure you. Had a great day today. Actually, I already got almost 50 subs on the day. Like, it was a great game earlier. So definitely excited for that. UConn just taking lead over Delaware. 24-21. Ball State now up 34-21. Penn State still up 7-0 on Villanova. Tennessee, I guess, has the ball back. Are there problems in Georgia? Who won? Buffalo. Buffalo came back. Travis and won. That was a great game. That was a great game. North Texas 14, Washington State 3. West Virginia. Oh, Pittsburgh couldn't do anything with it. Oh, that's a bummer. Now West Virginia is at the 33 of Pittsburgh. They're driving. North Carolina up 13-0 on Richmond. Cincinnati up 35-0 on Northwestern State. Northwestern State I don't think is any good. I think they were also getting blown out last week by Minnesota. Yeah. Oh, my gosh, Northwestern State. To the Southland Conference, really. Okay. Yeah, they might not be any good, folks. Let's see here. What else we have? Iowa State 0-0. And I don't really think there's... I mean, Georgia Tech upsetting Clemson. Clemson, I think, is done. They're going to be booted out of the top 25. They have not looked good, so they are done. All right, that's going to bring up Nick Gonzalez. It's coming up to the plate as he takes one inside, ball one. Gonzalez batting .280, OPS of 706. 5 homers, 24 RBIs. He's 2 for 4 on the day. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Abrams again with a great play and throws to first. And no, Bell couldn't make the catch. Oh, Bell. I mean, Bell was going to be a tough play for him anyway. The throw actually was a little bit low. So he had to scoop it. Man, again, just a nice play by Abrams, but the throw a little bit of a one-hopper, and Bell had to fall down. Does that bring up Andrew McCutchen? What do you think of Zach Campbell? I'm not too familiar with Zach Campbell, Travis. I guess I would need more information on him. As McCutchen's at the plate batting .241, OPS of 716, 13 homers, and 53 RBIs. So for 4 in yesterday's loss. Alvarez delivers. Breaking ball. That is in there for a called strike. 0-1 count to McCutchen. Alvarez sets and delivers. That's going to be fouled back. And it's 0-2. Abrams with a nice snag, but the throw was not very good. 0-2 count. Alvarez delivers. McCutchen pops it up, and that might be in playable territory. It's not. It's a foul ball. Zach Campbell. Yeah, I'm not too familiar. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to think. I have no idea. 0-2 count. Alvarez will set. Rocks and fires. Ground ball, and that's going foul. 0-2 to McCutchen. Again, runner on first, nobody out. You're just tuning in. Pirates, Nationals 0-0. Of course, I'll be paying attention to that Pittsburgh, West Virginia game as well. Alvarez delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. On your screen, yeah, I know that scoreboard is going to be very incorrect sometimes. Very incorrect. So you have to rely on the voice. He's at first, I assure you. That'll bring up Alexander Canarios, batting .214, OPS of 618, 6 homers, 19 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That is outside and low for a strike. Not a good call. Was 0 for 1 in yesterday's loss to the Nationals. 0-1 count. Alvarez rocks and fires. Chopper. And to third, and that is going to stay fair. That was a slow chopper. Third baseman kind of waiting for that to go foul, but it didn't. Now there's a runner on first and second. That'll bring up Nick York. Was 1 for 1 with an RBI yesterday. He's batting .227, OPS of 545. No homers and 3 RBIs on the year for him. It's only 22 at-bats as well. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Alvarez looks back at second, kicks and deals. That is outside for ball 1. 1-0 count to Nick York. Here's the pitch. That is low for ball 2. Sometimes I forget Canario's still here. Oh, man. You know, Canario, he's just so, he's inconsistent. You know, his highs are very high, his lows lower than many I've seen. Here's the 2-0, and that's going to be taken for a called strike. You know, for me, Canario gives off like Rodolfo Castro vibes, if you remember him from a few years ago. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. That is outside, ball 3. Like Castro. I like Castro, but he just... Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I was actually kind of upset we traded him, but, you know, it is what it is. 3-1 count. I don't even know what we got for him. And that's how you can tell that we lost the trade. 3-1. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit to right, shallow right. And Cruz is there to make the catch. Round number 2. That'll bring up Henry Davis. Davis has just struggled and struggled and struggled. Yesterday was 0 for 3. He has no hits in his last 7 games, only 4 hits in his last 15. Batting 159, OPS of 504, 6 homers and 20 RBIs. Alvarez sets and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 count to Davis. Alvarez looks back at second, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Davis just showing a lot of trouble. I mean, it's actually getting a little concerning now. I don't know what happened, but he all of a sudden can't even make contact with the ball. 0-2 count. Alvarez delivers. Ground ball to short. Abrams tosses to second for out number 3. Nothing doing for the Pirates despite the base runners. So we head to the bottom of the second. Your score is 0-0. Once again, folks, if there's somebody here that has yet to subscribe to the channel, make sure, again, to like and subscribe. This is what I do. I call games, baseball, football, you name it. I had a very successful stream earlier, and of course I'll be back tonight for some more college football. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you consider yourself a sports fan. The doc is in DC mode, yeah, probably for the last time. Well, actually, I can assure you, won't be covering another Nationals game this year. This is it. I won't be back tomorrow. Obviously, I'll be doing Steelers and the Seahawks. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. Checking out some scores from college football. Again, that's really the big thing happening right now. So, yeah, it is what it is. Tennessee up 21-7, and it looks like Tennessee has the ball again. Georgia, frauds. And you know what's going to happen? Tennessee could blow out Georgia, but they're going to be like, you know what? Georgia played a really tough team, so we're only going to move them down to number 10. Like, seriously, I mean, that I try not to show my bias, you know, I try not to, but, like, there are times when it's just like the SEC is so overrated. Like, I'm sorry. There's just, yeah, they're overrated. West Virginia up 7-0 on Pitt. Pitt, I don't know if they have the ball at their own 20 or what, but it is what it is. Hopefully, though, they can come back. Not really much else happening. Let's see here. I'm trying to just see if there's anything as of note. Like any upsets. Not really much. Everything kind of going how you'd expect. Well, Missouri State. They're up 10-0 on SMU. That would be a shock. That would be a shock. Hey, Snowman checking in. And you're right about the SEC with the polls. Yes, Snowman. Yeah. So there we go. There we go. Here is the pitch. That is in there for a call strike again. Folks, check out Snowman. Snowman covers a lot of, I believe, the WNBA, pretty much just sports in general. So, again, if you're a sports fan, check out Snowman Multimedia. Appreciate you for stopping on by. Here's the 0-1 that is outside for ball 1. But yeah, SEC, man, it's pretty biased, and I'm not really a fan of the bias they show. 1-1 count to Dalen Lyle. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit to center. Canario, though, is under it at the warning track and will make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Luis Garcia. I think I forgot to go over the stats of Lyle there. Bummer. Get it next time. He's batting .260, OPS of 709, 13 homers, and 62 RBIs. Yesterday was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Got 3 big ones tomorrow. Niners to start. Fever in the middle and Colts at the end. Okay, there we go. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball as he tried to bunt it. Well, good luck in your streams. You'll be actually competing against the Rhino Nation. Rhino Nation. I know he's definitely doing the Colts Broncos, if I remember correctly. I had the Broncos in that one. I know the Colts look really good week 1. The Broncos did not, but I'm going with the struggling Broncos, as here is the 0-1. That's going to be a chopper to first. York, nice snag, and it's going to step on the bag for out number 2. The Niners, considering they have a bunch of injuries, and I know it's common sense, hey, you got to pick the Niners because the Saints are trash. The Saints are trash. But I'm actually going to go with the Saints in an upset here. All the injuries, they're home. They actually played somewhat okay in week 1. We're going to go with the upset. I'm picking the Niners. I'm picking the Saints over the Niners tomorrow. Jorge Alfaro is at the plate as Chandler kicks and deals. That is upstairs, ball 1. Betting .294, OPS of 647, no homers and 2 RBIs. But again, if the Niners win, I won't be shocked. I originally picked the Niners, but I kind of changed the pick for the show. And I'm just going to go with it. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be inside ball 2. So 2-0 count to Alfaro. I don't know, Snowman, if you're still here. I don't know if you keep up with your picks for the year. So far, I'm off to a good start. I'm actually 13-4. That's the 8-9 against the spread. So we don't look at that. But 13-4 is straight up. So we're looking pretty good. As here's the 2-0. That's going to be hit foul. So pretty happy. That'll probably mean I'm going to get wrecked this week, but we'll see. We shall see. 2-1 count to Alfaro, 2 outs. Nobody on here in the bottom of the second. 0-0 is your score. Chandler rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Oh, water is so clutch. It is clutch. 2-2 count. Battle of teams that no one really cares about. And I can kind of tell. And that is okay. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball off the catcher's mask. He does the umpire's mask, not even flinching. Jeez, 2-2 count. Two and two. Chandler rocks and fires way upstairs for ball 3. So 3-2 count. 3-2 is the count. 2 outs. As Chandler rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 101. Nothing doing in this one. We head to the top of the third. Your score is 0-0. Pittsburgh and Washington. Once again, folks, I honestly, I have no idea who is even here. But hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. Like and subscribe for more play-by-play. This is what I do. I call games. Baseball, football, I got you covered. Had a very successful stream earlier. And we're looking to have a successful stream later tonight. Wyoming and Utah. So again, if you're just a sports fan in general, we got that for you. And if not, that's okay. If you don't care, that's fine. You can definitely subscribe, though. I might see you in another live stream. Looks like, again, Pittsburgh still down 7-0. West Virginia with the ball. They're at their own 32. So right now, again, Pittsburgh, they haven't won in West Virginia since 2007. So again, it was going to be a rough game for them. You know, if they win, it would have been by like 3. So hopefully Pittsburgh can indeed come back and win. But again, it's only the second quarter. But right now, West Virginia looking all right. Let's see what else we have. Again, Tennessee 21, Georgia 7. Still in the first quarter. Oh my goodness. Ball State 34, New Hampshire 24. Hey, that's an underrated game. Same with Delaware, UConn 28-24. Not even at halftime yet. Jeez, Penn State up 10-0 on Villanova in the second quarter. Let's see, Cincinnati 35, Northwestern nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, the big story of the day: Clemson most likely dropping outside of the top 25 because of their great performance today against Georgia Tech. They lost. So that's a bummer for them, but they are not looking good. Whenever we do return to action, it's going to be Cam Devaney. He's batting 100 as he takes one low for ball 1. Look at that. It's not even showing the game. Well, the game is on. That's great. 0-1 count. I guess he swung. 0-1 count, Alvarez. Rocks and fires. That is outside for ball 1. 1-1 count to Devaney. Again, top of the third here. 0-0 is the score. You always root for Pitt so Morgantown doesn't burn the state down. Lighting couches on fire. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be hit to right. Devaney gave it a good ride, but that's going foul. I don't know why, but I just feel like West Virginia is just very hateful towards Pitt. Like, I don't feel like Pitt hates West Virginia as much as West Virginia hates Pitt. I could be wrong, but that's just what I've gathered. What I've witnessed in the comment sections. Even their chants are very, like, graphic. As here's the 1-2, as that's going to be upstairs ball 2. Like, vulgar, you know, obviously there's that one chant we all know, but I'm just saying. It's pretty weird. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball called. Strike 3. He struck him out. And I could be honest with you. On the little vacation that I took going up to Pennsylvania, coming back, we were in West Virginia. And originally, I wasn't going to go through West Virginia, but things had happened, so we had to kind of detour a little bit. And I had my Pitt shirt. I had my Pitt Panther shirt. And we needed gas, so I stopped at the Sheets, in one of the Sheets in West Virginia. As here is the pitch showing bunt. It is down, popped up, it's in play, and he's going to get on. So Triolo gets on with 1 out with a bunt single. But anyway, yeah, so I have my Pitt Panthers shirt on while I'm trying to go get gas, and I notice, I'm not even kidding, this guy had a West Virginia shirt. He was an older dude, like 45, 50 years old, kind of a big dude. And he's staring a hole through me while I'm filling up for gas. I'm just like, we might have a problem here. I might be dead. I told Verzi, like, there might be a problem. Like, I might be dying here because they don't like me. Here's the pitch. That is low for ball 1, but I was okay, obviously. But, yeah, no, West Virginia, that guy, did not like the fact that I was wearing the Pitt Panthers shirt. Yeah, it was pretty scary. 1-0 count, Alvarez. Sets, looks over at first. Rocks and fires. That is low for ball 2. 2-0 count. To Tommy Pham. Alvarez comes to a set. Rocks and fires. That is low for ball 3. So 3-0 count. Here's the pitch, and that is in there for a called strike. Just checking some things out here real quick. Jeez. That's actually pretty insane. 3-1 count. Here is the pitch. That is low. And Pham is going to walk. So the Pirates have base runners at first and second with 1 out. That'll bring up Brian Reynolds, who's 0 for 1, batting .242, OPS of .710, 15 homers, and 71 RBIs on the season. Alvarez kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike one. They want to hate on Pitt, but everyone wears black and gold here. Not as many Redskins fans as the NFL distracting map seems to believe. Oh, I gotcha. 0-1 count. Alvarez delivers. That's going to be ground ball up the middle. There's a chance for a double play. There's 1 and 2. A double play. As Reynolds' struggles will continue, we head to the bottom of the third. Your score 0-0 here in Washington. Districting. Yeah, that makes more sense. Districting. Yeah, the coverage. I know when I lived in Pennsylvania, which that's not talking about the Redskins, but the Ravens. When I lived in Pennsylvania, I lived in like central, kind of eastern central Pennsylvania in Reading. We would get a lot more Ravens games than Steelers games. It was very interesting. I was kind of upset about that. I don't know why. I don't think that's the case anymore. I could be wrong on that, but no idea why in the world I was getting Ravens games when I lived up in Pennsylvania, like in Reading, in the Reading area. Once again, folks, hey, if you're here and you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to do it. Like and subscribe. I call games. That's what I do. Baseball, football, you name it. I had a very successful stream earlier. Looks like this one's going to cancel that one out. I'm just kidding. Even it out at least. But it's okay, you know. It's all good. I mean, again, I'm kind of just enjoying the last of the Pirates. Even though they stink, lost 7 in a row. Might make it 8 in a row because, again, they don't know how to hit. We'll see. But again, if you are enjoying the call, make sure to subscribe. According to Google, districting is not a word. I don't know what to tell you there. That seems like a word. It seems like something I would have said. But maybe I lack grammar. Let me go ahead and refresh this because I feel like there's no way we're still in the first quarter in Tennessee. Looks like we're still in the first quarter at Tennessee. Pittsburgh has the ball. They're at the 11 of West Virginia. They are driving. So they're in the red zone. So that's good to see. 21-14 now Tennessee. Okay, Georgia is on the board, or, making it close again. We'll see. As Dylan Cruz is coming to the plates, batting 203 OPS of 635. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 99 above the zone. 9 homers, 25 RBIs. And if you are tuned in and you're not subscribed and you're a Pirates fan, well, just keep in mind I'm covering the Pirates after they've lost 7 in a row. That's a swing and a miss. And Pitt and West Virginia is on. Keep that in mind. Do not question the commitment of my covering the Pirates. I might not cover them every day, but I'm just saying. Here I am. I could be enjoying myself on the couch. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. I'm just saying. If you question, like, well, I don't know, man. Okay. All right. Well. Oh, well. I tried. That'll bring up Brady House. Spending 242 OPS of 600, 4 homers, and 28 RBIs. Yesterday was 1 for 3 with the home run, as that's going to be a ground ball to first. York is there, and he's going to step on the bag for out number 2. To be honest, I like this pace. I like it a lot. I hope it keeps up. If this is a quick game, all is good. As that'll bring up Robert Hassel III. Spending 241 OPS of 612, 3 homers, and 16 RBIs. But that means we're probably going to have a long, dragged out some innings there. So it is what it is. Most 100-mile-per-hour pitches this year. Chandler's already in second with 33. That's crazy. Here's the pitch. That is inside for ball one. I should note that was a Pirates-only graphic. Skeens at 59. But Chandler, of course, he doesn't work as long, about 4 innings, so he can afford to use a little bit of extra gas. 1-0 count. Chandler delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Fold him with the breaking ball. 1-1 count to Robert Hassel III. No hassle. No hassle by any means to face the Pirates. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be a chopper to York, and he's going to take it himself again for out number 3. We're breezing through this one, and I like the sound of that. We're heading to the top of the fourth. Your score is 0-0 here in D.C. Once again, folks, if you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with Dr. Delay. This is what I do. I call games. I wonder what's going on with Texas Tech and Purdue. I have no idea what that's kind of interesting there. Scoreboard update again. The scoreboard updates, I forgot to mention, brought to you by Coffee Beans. Coffee Beans, you're not getting your money's worth. I'm doing a bad job today, but Coffee Beans is your scoreboard sponsor. So thank you, Coffee Beans, for sponsoring this moment. Tennessee up 21-14 as they are heading into the second quarter. Penn State up 10-0 on Villanova. Penn State is driving. They're in the red zone. Let's see here. Interesting games. I guess Pitt couldn't do anything. I guess they turned the ball over or something because West Virginia has the ball. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away. But Pittsburgh, again, it's a struggle right now. They haven't won in West Virginia since 2007. And it's showing there. Looks like they just punted away to Pitt. Pitt will have the ball at their own 42. North Carolina all over Richmond 20-3, which is kind of expected. Cincinnati shutting out Northwestern State 42-0. UTSA over Incarnate Ward 24-0. Iowa State up 9-0 over Arkansas State. Texas take it on mighty UTEP. Didn't they play UTSA last week and now they're playing UTEP? Oh, San Jose. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Okay. All right, we're coming back, and we're going to have Nick Gonzalez at the plate. He's batting .279, OPS of .703, 5 homers and 24 RBIs. Here's the pitch that is in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 count to Nick Gonzalez. It's been a rough day for the Pirates. It's been a rough day for Pittsburgh Panthers as well. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. I don't know. I guess I'm assuming Holstein threw a pick because I saw he had a pick on the stat sheet. 1-1 count. Alvarez. Wind up and the pitch. That's me jammed down the right field line. That is going foul. 1-2 count. If you have a poll, feel free to vote on it. Who do you think is going to win today? 13 votes. 67%, 69% actually. Changing at the last second there. Have the Pirates winning. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. Called ball 2. And that was on the outside corner. Catcher was ready to throw it down. So 2-2 count. Alvarez. Rocks and fires. That's going to be hit to short. Abrams makes the catch for out number 1. Abrams has had a pretty nice day over there, except for the throw. But, I mean, as far as defensively, I mean, it's been really good. Chris saying, go Pirates. Thank you for stopping on by for the second time today. Again, thank you, Chris, for earlier. That was very nice. I do appreciate that a lot. That was awesome. That's going to be outside ball 1. Congratulations on 800. Thank you. Yeah, no, that was a great stream earlier. It was a great game. And, yeah, we got, we started at 7:55. We're at 8:01. So that's 46, as that's going to be upstairs. McCutcheon taking high. So 46 subs on the day. I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm probably not going to get anybody for this one, but that's okay. Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. Hopefully tonight's Wyoming-Utah game is exciting. I just hope Wyoming can keep it close. As Alvarez rocks and fires. That is in there for a called strike. Yeah, it is a growing channel. It is a growing channel. 2-2 count. Here is the pitch. McCutcheon hits this to left, and that's going foul. Listening while you make dinner. Nice. That's an early dinner for sure. I don't know if I forgot if you're in the Central or Eastern, but yeah, 3:45, 4:45. Yeah, 4:45 you can start making dinner. That's fine. Here is the 2-2. That's going to be popped up, and that's going foul. Congratulations on reaching 47. Oh, am I at 802? Did someone sub? No way. Someone sub for this? Hey, that's awesome if you did. That's great. Thank you. Whoever subbed, thank you. I really wasn't expecting much today. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be popped up. McCutcheon sending this to Short and Abrams. It's going to make the catch for round number 2. Thank you. That's awesome. Look at that. Already surpassed what I thought I was going to do this stream. Look at us go. That'll bring up Alexander Canario. Canario batting .218, OPS of 624, 6 homers, and 19 RBIs. Your Central Time? Gotcha. Gotcha. Alvarez rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 count to Canario, who is 1 for 1 on the day. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 4th. Alvarez rocks and fires. Check this swing. It doesn't matter. That's right down the middle for strike 2. Young pitchers. Alvarez, a rookie. Chandler, a rookie. So far, delivering A-plus performances. As that's a breaking ball low. Takes it. Ball 1. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that is outside for ball 2. It's tacos and day drinking with the girlfriend. Okay, well, hey, that sounds like a very chill day. 2-2 count. Alvarez rocks and fires. Chopped off the catcher's foot. That did not feel good, as Alfaro's got to walk it off. Count is 2-2. To Canario. Honestly, I can't even remember the last time I had tacos. I need to do that. I'm going to make some beef tacos in the near future within a week. I can assure you that. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. That ball's way in the dirt, but the ball gets away. He's going to throw to first and almost oversailing the hand of Bell. But Bell with a nice leap to keep it in the infield. Canario reaching on a... That pitch landed in front of the plate. I mean, I don't know what he was swinging at, but he gets on base. It doesn't really matter. Does it matter if it's a hit? No, he gets on base. I don't know if Billy Beane would like that, though. Swinging wildly in the dirt. As that's going to bring up Nick York. It's batting .217, OPS of 521. That is going to be taken low for ball 1. York is 0 for 1. Bud, thank you very much. Yes, thumbs up. Again, if you're here, make sure to like it up. Like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. Again, I know there's a lot of college football today, but I appreciate you for checking out the channels. That's going to be in the dirt. 2-0. I think so far this is like the longest half inning we've had. It's been a very much of a quick game. To be honest, I hope that is the case so I can rest a little bit for the game tonight. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be low for ball 3. And by that, I mean, I know there's a lot of games tonight, but I'm covering Utah and Wyoming. I might not appeal to anyone here, and that's totally okay. Again, for college, I do try to get the games that are not as, on like national TV. And that's the only way I can have success in college. And that is okay. 3-0 count. Alvarez delivers. Taking all the way. That is in there for a called strike. Again, had a very successful Buffalo-Kent State stream. That was an exciting game. That was a great game. You just never know when it comes to sports. 3-1 count. Alvarez delivers. Ground ball to short. Abrams tosses to second for out number 3. Nothing doing for the Pirates. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Your score is 0-0. Yes, that means you have scored as many times today as 2 professional baseball teams that have had plenty of times and chances at the plate. So you're just as good as the Pirates and the Nationals. And looking at the records, that is very much true. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play with Dr. Delay. Then, of course, we're going to go check around What's happening across Major League Baseball as well as college football? This is brought to you by Coffee Beans, not the actual product, but the actual person. Coffee Beans, thank you very much for subscribing. Well, thank you for subscribing and sponsoring this segment. Rays lead the Cubs 5-4 in the bottom of the ninth. They have, though, runners on the corners with nobody outs. That's the Cubs at the plate, by the way. Orioles lead 2-1 over the Blue Jays. Marlins 2-0 over the Tigers. Yankees 2-0 over the Red Sox. Rangers and Mets are tied at 0 apiece, and nothing else is final. For college football, let me refresh just in case. Penn State up 13-0 on Villanova. Honestly, should be a lot more, but I don't know. Tennessee up 21-14 in the second quarter. Plenty of time left. Let's see here. Missouri State up 10-7. Pardon me, on SMU. Pittsburgh getting the ball back again. Jeez, 7-0. And again, Pittsburgh hasn't beaten West Virginia in West Virginia since 2007, so it's not a surprise, but it's a little disappointing. So hopefully, again, they can work some 2-minute magic there. Again, the big story of the day, Clemson losing to Georgia Tech. So, again, I think Clemson's done. They're not going to be ranked. They're not going to be ranked after today. If they're ranked in the top 25, then it's a dumb top 25. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a cold strike. This is C.J. Abrams. He's had a great game defensively, batting .266, OPS of .771, 17 homers and 53 RBIs. Chandler rocks and fires. And that's low for ball one. You see what Ohio State is trying to do. I'm not going to lie to you, Ultimate State. I don't really pay attention to Ohio State a lot. But you can feel free to inform me right now. 1-1 counts. Here's the pitch. Chopper. And that is going to go foul. Chris saying, go Rays. A Cubs loss means Brewers fans are happy. 1-2 count to Abrams. I'm assuming the game is in Ohio State, so Ohio State is yet to play a game on the road. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's another thing. You know, it's not just Ohio State. It's obviously everybody, but you know, when they schedule these, you know, the games, you know, they always have to be at home. You know, it's like, I don't know. That just kind of bothers me. So that's going to be right down the middle for a called strike. James Woods batting .261, OPS of .830, 27 homers, 88 RBIs. You know, you take away games from the FCS, they're like, oh, well, we need to help out the FCS schools. Interesting, as that's going to be taken upstairs ball one. Well, why don't you go and play the game in that FCS school, get the revenue for the town and the school. Go ahead and pay them, and you travel there if you really care so much. That's just me. Here's the 1-1. Checked his swing, and he went strike two. You know, Texas playing UTEP or UTSA, whatever. Go to El Paso. Go to San Antonio. That would help. That would surely help the surrounding area if you really cared. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be low for ball two. Because we see all the time that in college football, home field advantage is a huge thing. It is such a factor. So they tout all these home records. Well, you know, it's more of just the stadium. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be way upstairs. It hits the fence. Maybe it's a little radical of an opinion. I don't know. Maybe. Just a thought. You know, Tennessee right now up 21-14. Who is that going to hold? I don't know. But, you know, if the game was played in Georgia, Georgia would probably be winning. You know, that's just how it usually goes. As that's going to be in there. Called strike three on the outside corner. He struck him out. Chandler has been, I mean, it's a pitcher stool right now. It's looking really good. You like pitching, defense, this game is for you. If you like offense, well, I'm sorry. That'll bring up Josh Bell. Here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 1. It's batting .233, OPS of 729, 20 homers and 60 RBIs for the former Pirates. 1-0 count. Chandler rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. 99. Upstairs. Cardinals taking on the Brewers tonight. Reds taking on the Athletics. Again, some of those teams still alive. That last NL wildcard spot. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be low for ball 2. The both wildcard races really are up for grabs. The Astros find themselves not even winning the division anymore. They're currently in the last spot for the AL wildcard. 2-1 count. Chandler rocks and fires. That is way outside for ball 3. It's a 3-1 count to Josh Bell, the former Pirate. Chandler kicks and deals. That's going to be hit to left, and that's going foul. And this is another trade, we made. Like, who did we get for Josh Bell? Like, I can't even remember. It's like these trades that we've made have just not panned out at all. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out 101 on the inside corner. I just backed out of something I didn't need to. We head to the top of the 5th. Your score, 0-0. Trying to show you guys that's not what I wanted. Just showing you guys the wild card again. Like, just a lot of teams up, that are still eligible. It wasn't really looking like this like 2 weeks ago. It was looking like, okay, I think the teams are pretty much established. But the Mets, again, they've lost 7 in a row. They're impersonating the Pirates and doing a really good job of it. That's helping out the Giants. That's helping out the Reds and the Diamondbacks. Even the Cardinals, 4 games back. But, if the Mets keep struggling and they get a few wins to go their way, you never know. And the Astros, again, now hold the last spot in the AL wild card, as they've lost their division lead to the Mariners, I believe. Yeah. So very interesting stuff. Will be a very exciting last 2 weeks of baseball as teams try to get in. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure again to like and subscribe. If you are a sports fan, definitely subscribe. If you're a Pirates fan and haven't subscribed yet, keep in mind I'm covering the Pirates after a 7-game winning streak. And I could be sitting on the couch out there watching the Panthers play the Mountaineers. Now, are they looking good? No, but I could relax. But no, here I am. I'm doing this for you. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Of course, if you're a Nationals fan, I don't really know what to tell you. I don't really do Nationals games. But if you are a Redskins fan, I did the Redskins-Packers on Thursday night. So again, when it comes to the NFL and other things, I might be able to interest you there. If you're a sports fan in general, that's pretty much my pitch to you. Won't lie to you. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to cover the Nationals games. No, I'm not. But when they play the Pirates, yeah. And again, if you're a fan of other things, Pittsburgh is at the West Virginia 5, as that's going to be in the dirt. Ball 1 to Davis. So Pittsburgh is driving. That's very exciting. Will Crow and Eddie Ean. Oh, jeez, yeah. In other words, yeah, nothing. Yeah, that's a bummer. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I liked Will Crow. But just wasn't great or anything. He was like maybe a little bit below average, as that's going to be upstairs. Ball 2. In other words, nothing. Yeah. I already read that. I don't know why. Missouri State. Yeah, Missouri State leading 10-7 over SMU. That's a potential upset there. Here's the 2-1. That's a ground ball to third. Throws to first for out number 1. Cam Devaney coming to the plate, batting .097, OPS of 254, no homers and 1 RBI. Cam Devaney has struggled to get the offense going. Very good defensively, I can be honest with you. His glove and his arm, pretty good, as that's going to be inside for ball 1. Not even an hour through this game, and we're already in the top of the 5th. Here's the 1-0, and that's going to be upstairs ball 2. To be honest with you, if I wasn't checking on the college scores, I would already hate this game. But I don't mind this game. I got college football stuff I'm looking at on the side. 2-0 count. Alvarez rocks and fires. Oh, and his bat goes extremely far the ball, of course, in the catcher's glove. Jeez. It's going behind like the cover. Jeez, some of what they used to cover the diamond. Jeez, The Bell trade sent us into a first base nosedive. Yeah, no, we have. It's been a revolving door at first base. To be honest with you, I wasn't upset that we traded Bell. We honestly we weren't going anywhere. As here's the 2-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. He had a really great season with like 37 home runs, OPS of like over 900. I mean, that was the time to trade him. The problem is what we got in return. Like, what the heck was that? Like, just absolute stupidity. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Like, it's unbelievable that the Pirates don't know how to make trades. It seems like everyone else can make trades. It seems like everyone else knows how to do it. But when it comes to the Pirates, it's like, all right, here you go. Here you go, 3-year-old kid. Go ahead. Pick 2 random names. That's what we'll get for this All-Stars. That's going to be inside ball 1. This is Jared Triolo, who's 1 for 2. Batting .228, OPS of 672. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. I'm not going to lie, I was a Michael Chavis guy, too. I like Michael Chavis. I remember Michael Chavis. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. I like Connor. Connor Joe wasn't bad either, honestly. I mean, are they great players? No. But, I don't know. They were solid role players. That's going to be outside 2-2. Well, I thought for sure you'd be calling Pitt in West Virginia. No one would watch me. They'd rather watch the game. I'd rather watch that right now. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Might be able to catch it because this game is flying by. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 0-0 is your score. Pirates with 2 hits. Nationals none. Once again, folks, if you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. Kind of more of a casual way of calling this game because it's like, I don't know, like this game, battle of bums that don't know how to hit the ball. So, yeah, definitely not as professional sounding and looking as I should be, but I do apologize. Eli, thank you for stopping by. Who's going to win? I mean, you can flip a coin, Eli. These guys stink. I mean, again, you've scored as many runs as both of these teams combined today, so yeah, it's a rough one. It is a rough one. Heck, I'd mute the game and listen to your call over like it. You do? Okay, well, I appreciate that. I'm good, though. I mean, I know people would rather watch it, and plus it's probably streaming illegally here on YouTube anyway. So, yeah, I'm sure people would much rather watch it. But later down the road, again, when I'm not trying to grow the channel, when I already establish a good base, then I'll just cover games, that I want to cover. Right now, though, it's more what I need to cover. Again, I had a really good stream earlier with Buffalo and Kent State. Got 46 subs just on that game. Like, it was a heck of a game, which it's gonna make up for this one. But apparently, I have a sub. I have a sub for this one. So again, thank you, whoever subbed today for this Pirates Nationals game. You're a legend. You are already one of my favorite subs, just because. I like Connor Joe. I know he fell off last year, but still hit better than most. I agree. I know, 100%. I like, yeah. I don't know why in the world. Doctor, how bad was Canari's wild strikeout? I mean, it was not even close. Like, that ball landed. It landed in the grass. Like, I don't know what he was doing. I was going to go over the scores here. But let me check. Pitt has a field goal. West Virginia, though, with the ball with a minute and a half, as that's going to be hit to foul. This is Lyle, I think. I actually don't know. I've yet to hear them pronounce this guy's last name. Could be Lule, but I think it's Lyle. Spanning 282 OPS of 781, 5 homers, and 30 RBIs. But he did get on base, though. So Billy Beane would like it. 0-1 count. Chandler rocks and fires. That's going to be low, but it's called a strike. Chandler getting a call, 0-2. Yeah, Canario, that was an interesting swing. But again, he got on base. So that's all that matters. Didn't lead to anything, though, of course. As you can see, the score is 0-0. As Chandler rocks and fires. Chopper, and that's going foul. Dalen Lyle, a rookie, only has played half a year, but I'll tell you what, not too shabby. Has better stats than most Pirates. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be hit to left, and that's going foul. I don't know. It'd be nice to see like a rookie come up for the Pirates and, have stats like this. So, have a 280 average, an OPS in the 7s. Power, not really there, but, we don't have that anyway. 0-2 count. Chandler kicks and deals. That's going to be a tapper to Chandler. Throws to first for out number 1. That was a nice play by Chandler. Good stuff. That was very nice. That'll bring up Luis Garcia. Spending 259 OPS of 707, 13 homers, and 62 RBIs. Why did I right-click? I don't know, but I did. As Chandler delivers, taking all the way, that is outside. For ball 1, that was close. He's been getting that call all day. Out there, 1-0 count to Luis Garcia. Here's the pitch. Check this swing. Did he go? He did. Garcia's like, hey, I want you to appeal. And umpire's like, no, I'm not. You went. Oh, he didn't go. He didn't go. Oh, but apparently to him, he went. So 1-1 count. Chandler rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Think they will call up Griffin last game or week? That would be awesome. I would love to see that. But I can't call the last game of the season. Because that's a Sunday, obviously. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be low for ball 2. So it's trending that the last game I'll be able to call for the Pirates will be that Saturday against the Braves, or worst case scenario, that Thursday against the Reds. So hopefully it's one of those 2 days. I would love that. 2-2. Chandler rocks and fires. That's going to be hit to left. And that is going foul. Connor apparently is doing very well and might be one of the few, if only, like really solid hitting prospect that we have in the minors. We have all the pitching, but none of the hitting. Obviously, he will be back to Double-A next year, but he could get a camp invite next season. Yeah, for sure. 2-2 counts. Chandler rocks and fires. That's going to be hit to center. But Canario was there to make the catch for out number 2. Jorge Alfaro coming to the plate, batting .278, OPS of 611, no homers and 2 RBIs. Chandler only at 57 pitches. He's been very efficient today. Extremely efficient. As Chandler delivers. That is outside for ball 1. One 1-0 count again if you're just tuning in. Pirates, Nationals 0-0. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much happening. As here is the pitch. That's going to be hit to right, and that's going foul. I mean, I guess there is something happening, but I probably shouldn't talk about it. 1-1 count to Alfaro. Chandler kicks and deals. That's going to be hit to right, and that's going foul. Yeah, I just I don't know. The Pirates we need to get some hitters. I mean, if we don't spend anything this offseason, I mean, it's just going to be like this next year. If we don't get quality bats this offseason, it's going to be the same exact thing. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 6 strikeouts for Chandler, and there's something else cooking here, potentially, as we head to the top of the 6th. 0-0 is your score again. Not going to mention it because that's not a good thing, but you can look it up yourself and see what might be happening here. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe. If you're a Pirates fan and have yet to really subscribe to the channel, again, just keep in mind, I'm covering the Pirates instead of watching the Pitt Panthers play against West Virginia. So if you ever question the fact, like, you don't cover enough Pirates games, really? And, of course, if you're a Nationals fan, again, I don't really have much for you other than the fact that, I might be able to cover the Redskins that do play every now and then if you're a Nationals Redskins fan or whatnot. I mean, I do cover NFL, a huge NFL fan, college football. I got another college football game happening tonight, so you never know. I might be covering something you might need some information on or, whatever. Just, again, if you're a sports fan here, definitely subscribe to the channel as the Penguins, Panthers, third time's the charm. They have the ball at their own 4, 3rd and 16, and looks like they might be going into half with a 7-3 score. Austin Eckler is out for the. Yeah, I was worried. I saw for him it was the Achilles. Pardon me, Achilles, I think. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I saw that. On Thursday night, I was covering that game. Actually, it was Wise. Wise got hurt. Eckler got hurt with the Achilles. And then Reed broke his collarbone. So a lot of injuries that Thursday night game. It was not good. That was a very brutal game as far as injuries. Not necessarily physical, but it's just freak accidents. It happens. Here's the pitch. That's going to be in there for a called strike. This is Tommy Pham. He's batting .256, OPS of .717, 9 homers, 50 RBIs as Alvarez rocks and fires. That is going to be low for ball 1. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. I need to refresh this. Apparently some other games have started and it wasn't updating for me. 1-2 count. Alvarez kicks and deals. Chopper to short. Abrams has it. Throws to first for out number 1. Down goes Tommy Pham. That will bring up Brian Reynolds, who's also 0 for 2 on the night. Batting .241, OPS of .709, 15 homers, and 71 RBIs. Alvarez kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. I feel like Greg Brown was being passive-aggressive here to Brian Reynolds for no reason. I mean, I like Greg Brown, but I don't know what that was all about. Jeez. He was just he was emphasizing what Brian Reynolds has done today. Again, 0 for 2, but he was just saying, yeah, he grounded out to end the inning there, and he flew out to also end the inning. And I'm like, okay. 0-1 count. Alvarez rocks and fires. That's a ground ball, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Brian Reynolds needed the passive-aggressive Greg Brown to get him on. So Reynolds gets his first hit of the game. And, of course, again, you can't really blame Greg Brown because he's literally been covering the Pirates since, 1994 and has seen all the losing in the world. So, yeah, I'm a Greg Brown guy. I like him a lot. As Nick Gonzalez coming to the plate, batting .278, OPS of .701, 5 homers, and 24 RBIs. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. That's going to be popped up to right. Cruz on the run and makes the catch. Round number 2, Dylan Cruz showing the speed He's fast. I guess that's a common thing when your last name is Cruz, whether it's spelled Dylan's way or O'Neill's way. That'll bring up Andrew McCutchen. He's 0 for 2, batting .240, OPS of 714, 13 homers and 53 RBIs. Alvarez sets, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike one. 0-1 to McCutchen. Alvarez sets and delivers. That's going to be in the dirt. Alfaro handles it well. He keeps it in front of 1-1 counts. One and one count, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. McCutchen at the plate. Reynolds at first. I know what the scoreboard says down there. That is fake news. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That is in the dirt, ball 2. Again, Alfaro doing a good job of keeping himself in front of it, moving his whole body instead of just snagging it like you'll see like a certain catcher do on the Pirates. Rhymes with Bart. Actually, it is Bart. I could have came up with any word in the world. I said Bart because he's already on my mind. 2-1 counts. Alvarez sets. Kicks and deals. Chopper to third. Throws to first. Bell with a nice stretch for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Your score is 0-0 here in D.C. Once again, folks, make sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Again, I know there's a lot of college football. So, again, I do appreciate you guys for clicking on this baseball live stream. Of course, again, thank you to everyone here, all the members, donors. Appreciate you guys. Of course, Coffee Beans is our scoreboard sponsor. Let's check out what's happening across Major League Baseball. What happened in that Cubs game? We'll find out. As the Orioles lead 3-1 over the Blue Jays. Tigers, Marlins are tied at 2 apiece. Yankees up 3-0 on the Red Sox. Rangers, Mets tied at 0 apiece. Rays defeat the Cubs 5-4. So the Cubs lose. For college football, Delaware over UConn right now in the 3rd quarter. 28-24. Ball State up 34-29 in New Hampshire. Penn State up 21-0 to Villanova. Tennessee up 21-17 to Georgia. 1.5 minutes left to go in that one. Rutgers over Norfolk State 26-3. Michigan State over Youngstown State 17-10. That's pretty close. Good stuff. Youngstown State. North Texas all over Washington State 42-3. Jeez, SMU taking the lead 14-10 over Missouri State. Pittsburgh down 7-3 at the half. We kind of saw that happening. But well, I don't know. I don't know what that thing is there for. If it's at the half, it says West Virginia has the ball. I don't know. You guys probably know. Cincinnati all over Northwestern State 56-0. Iowa State 9, Arkansas State 3. Texas only up 7-0 to UTEP. Jeez, Miami up 14-3 over South Florida. Come on, South Florida, you can do it. You can do it, South Florida. Make us proud. I want them to be number 1 at the end of the week. That'd be awesome. Dylan Cruz is at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Oh, man, that's a shame. The no-hit bid ends here in the 6th. Again, I couldn't mention it earlier. It's a curse. But I'll tell you what, that's so far so good for Bubba Chandler. It's only the first hit he's allowed. No walks. That was a perfect game, actually. Yeah, perfect game. Ends here in the 6th thanks to Dylan Cruz. Or no thanks, I should say. That'll bring up Brady House. Chandler delivers. That is inside. Did he go? He did. 0-1. House batting .241, OPS of .597, 4 homers, and 28 RBIs. Chandler sets. Looks over at first, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Okay, well, I guess he didn't go because the scoreboard said he did. Now it's saying 1-1 after a swing, so I guess it's 1-1. I apologize. Blame Pittsburgh Sports Net. Chandler delivers. That's going to be hit to right. Reynolds backpedaling and will make the catch. He's going to have to throw to second because Cruz is fast. And he is going to get there at second. Again, Cruz is fast. And he's in scoring position. Reynolds doing what he can, but again, Cruz has the speed. It's not like Reynolds was lollygagging, He pretty much he threw it immediately. I mean, he knew. As Robert Hassel coming to the plate, batting .239, OPS of .608, 3 homers and 16 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 1. One and 0 count. Chandler looks back at second. Kicks and deals. That is low for ball 2. Nationals a pretty young team. We've seen young teams own the Pirates this year, a.k.a. the Marlins. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside ball 3. Chandler upset with himself or the umpire. Couldn't tell you. Shaking his head. 3-0. Nationals have a pitcher warming up. Here's the 3-0. That's going to be in there for a called strike. 3-1 to Robert Hassel III. Chandler about to pitch number 7 again. It's very efficient in this one. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 3-2 count to Hassel. Runner on second, 1 out. Chandler looks back at second, kicks and deals. Runner's going to third. Ground ball, and that's going to get through for a base hit. And Cruz is going to score. 1-0 Nationals. The hit and run works to perfection. And that is such a bummer. As Chandler is only allowed 2 hits, but he's on the hook for the loss. It really just can't be any more pathetic for the Pirates. As that'll bring up C.J. Abrams, as there's a mound visit here. A meeting of the minds, if you will. But again, Nationals leading 1-0 over the Pirates. Abrams is batting .265, OPS of .769, 17 homers and 53 RBIs. That's a bummer. I feel so bad for Chandler. He pitched so great. Wodzinski is going to be warming up in the Pirates bullpen. Chandler looks over at first. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. 98. On the radar gun, strike 1. Oh, and 1 is the count. Chandler delivers. That is low for ball 1. One and 1 is the count to C.J. Abrams. Runner on first, 1 out. Chandler looks over at first. And a pickoff attempt. I'm assuming he's back safe and sound. Chandler looks over at first. We'll come to a set. Rocks and fires. That is going to be high. 2-1. And if you're just tuning in, a perfect game bid has been ended here in the 6th. The Nationals come across the score 1-0. They're still at the plate. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be fouled back. And it's 2-2. 2-2 count. This inning actually lasting, this half inning I'd probably say is the longest lasting half inning for sure. And it's been nothing but outs pretty much this entire game. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled back as Abrams is just trying to stay alive. Again, a battle of two teams that are pretty much done. Just playing for pride, if you call it that. Pirates losers of 7 in a row. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be low for ball 3. Throw to second, and he is safe. Stolen base is successful. Hassel finds himself in scoring position. Jeez, Davis didn't even know he was going. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Chopper. Chandler is going to throw it to first for out number 2, but Hassel finds himself at third. Jeez, that'll bring up James Wood. He's batting .260, OPS of .830, 27 homers, 88 RBIs. Tennessee up 21-17 over Georgia at halftime. Thank you, Kenneth, for that sports update. That is the big game of the hour. As here's the pitch. That is going to be hit foul. Of course, Pitt and West Virginia. That's also a game to note. Last time I checked, it was halftime. West Virginia up 7-3. Miami, 14, USF 3. In that one, pulling for USF for sure. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball, and that's going foul. So very quickly 0-2. Again, Georgia Tech over Clemson. 24-21. Clemson will be out of the top 25 for sure. So they're pretty much done. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Well, the Nationals break the perfect game bid, and they come across the score in the process. We head to the top of the 7th. The Nationals lead 1-0 over the Pirates as Cruz gets a hug in the dugout. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure again to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Do it. Do it now. If you like sports, subscribe to the channel. See if I can get you some more scores here. Again, this segment is brought to you by Coffee Beans. Coffee Beans, thank you very much for your support. And Coffee Beans is a real person. It's not just a food you consume. As Kenneth did say, Tennessee up 21-17 over Georgia. Penn State up 21-0 over Villanova. UConn 31, Delaware 28 in the third quarter. Delays still in Texas Tech and Purdue. I don't know what's going on there. Rutgers up 26-3 over Norfolk State. Michigan State 17, Youngstown State 10. Let's see, SMU barely up 14-10 over Missouri State. Still halftime. West Virginia 7, Pittsburgh 3. Let's see, North Carolina over Richmond. I don't know if there's any Nationals fans that are Richmond fans as well. 20-3 in that one. Cincinnati shutting out Northwestern State 56-0. It's brutal there. Let's see here. Holy Toledo, they're up 46-0 over Morgan State. Arkansas State up 10-9 over Iowa State. That's interesting. Texas, they're up 7-0 over mighty UTEP. UTEP with the ball at the Texas 34. They are facing a 3rd and 15, though. I'm just saying, Texas, thumbs down. A little bit of a delay there in Miami, apparently, so we'll see what's happening there. Miami 14, South Florida 3. Let's see, final scores. Get you some final scores here. Let's see, Ball State over New Hampshire 34-29. Oregon, they defeat Northwestern 34-14. Georgia Tech again upsetting Clemson. They'll be out of the top 25 for sure. 24-21. Oklahoma over Temple 42-3. Alabama up over Wisconsin 38-14. And nothing really else was a shock We do have a pinch hitter here. Looks like Canario is going to be done. We do have a new pitcher as well, because okay, they're not showing. Okay, they are now. So we're just going to go ahead and show you Cruz. I'll get you the pitcher, Clayton Beater, very soon. Maybe now we can do some offense. Yeah, I know, right? That'd be nice. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, and that's going foul. Cruz is batting .201, OPS of .682, 19 homers and 56 RBIs. Looks like Chandler is done. All right, well, the pitcher for the Nationals is Clayton Beater, 0-2 record, 4.43 ERA. Here's the pitch. Check this swing. That's in the dirt. He did not go. 1-1. With the whip of a 1.08. Now, his last 7 appearances, very good. In fact, he hasn't allowed a run. 0 ERA with a whip of a .50. So he's been very good. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. Breaking ball in the outside corner. 1-2 to O'Neal Cruz. Just joining us, 1-0 is your score in this one. I know it's a shock. Pirates game, no offense. I know. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be hit to left, and that is going foul. The good news for me, this game will probably end early. Hope so. And I'll get to rest and catch the ending of Pittsburgh, West Virginia. That'll be fun. 1-2 counts. I might take a nap, honestly. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball in the dirt. He struck him out. Looks like the Pirates are still napping at the plate. That'll bring up Nick York. It's batting .208, OPS of .500. No homers and 3 RBIs on the season. He's 0 for 2 today. At least the Pirates aren't going to lose 100 games. I mean, there's that. But I really thought they could get 73s. That's to be a ground ball to second. Throws to first as York was hustling, but nothing doing there. Route number 2. Of course, 73 implies that they wouldn't have 90 losses, but they are for sure going to get 90 losses. That'll bring up Henry Davis. It's batting .158, OPS of .500. 6 homers, 20 RBIs. He's also 0 for 2. Beater kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 count. Beater delivers, and that's going to be low for ball 1. Yeah, 73 would have been nice. Would have been 73 and 89. Now, I mean, shoot, 70 and 92 seems out of the question. And that's not even 500, but that ain't happening. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Check this swing. Did he go? He did. 1-2. Now they do finish. Now they play the Cubs, I believe, at home. They play the Athletics also at home, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I know they play the Reds and Braves. So, I mean, they can find these wins. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be low for ball 2. They can get some wins, but, man, you really, I mean, the Orioles, that was winnable. At least one of those. Getting swept. It's just rough. Here's the 2-2. That is upstairs for ball 3. I thought they were going to claw back to 500 under Kelly. As a Pirate fan, I think I should know better. Yeah, I know, Denny. It's tough. I bought into it as well. I thought they could. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Your score, Nationals 1, Pirates nothing. Pirates is off this Thursday. Bills and Jets. Yes, that is a possibility, Kenneth. That is a 50-50. Might have you guys vote on it because Thursday night, I was already looking way ahead. let's see, what was I looking at? I was looking at Milwaukee and the Angels because I haven't done a Brewers game in a while, and I have a lot of Brewers fans on the channel. So, and I need to build the Brewers base for the playoffs. I don't know yet. I might have you guys vote for it, to be honest with you. So it might come down to you guys might decide what I do Thursday night. But yeah, I'm just unsure. Also unsure if I'm even. I mean, I'll be off in the evening. I just don't know what my days of work will be this week. So, once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is what I do. I call games. I call a lot of Pirates games. I call all the Steelers games. And, of course, I do bounce around Major League Baseball. I just call games. Again, this is my 100th and... Actually, I don't know how many games it's been. 132 baseball games on the year. Look at that. Look at that. I call a lot of games. Go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, yeah, I will be definitely covering the Steelers tomorrow for sure. You already know my vote. Oh, yeah, I already know, Chris. I already know. Yeah, that might be, again, I might be having you guys vote for it. Because, again, the Brewers fans have really been very kind to the channel. And I really do want to cover a football game. But, again, I do feel like it has been a while. So I'm going to leave it up to the voters of the channel, most likely. I don't want to say that's a guarantee. I might go ahead and just make a decision, but I don't know. Probably going to be voted on. So, Molzinski is coming in 3-8, 3.94 ERA, whip of a 1.36. Chandler, again, with a really good performance. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts. And he's on the hook for the loss. How sad is that? Unbelievable. Again, the Pirates, I swear they need to spend some money and get some bats in free agency this year. That's going to be in there for a called strike. 0-1. I mean, you really couldn't have asked for a better performance. Chandler had a perfect game through 5 innings. Unbelievable that he might get the loss today, as that's going to be outside for ball 1. It is really sad. 1-1 count to Josh Bell, the former Pirate. Molzinski sets, kicks, and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The Nationals, they themselves, I know, I mean, obviously Josh Bell at the plate, but they have a lot of young players. I mean, they have a promising core. Here's the 1-2. That's a swing and a miss. He struck him out. But, I mean, most of their players are very young and have showed promise. Where is that for the Pirates as far as the bats? They're not there. This is Dalen Lyle, batting .281, OPS of 778, 5 homers and 30 RBIs. On the season, he's 0 for 2 today. Molzinski delivers. That's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Democratic process, usually the best way to go. That's fair. That is fair. 0-1 count. Molzinski delivers. That's going to be a foul tip. Strike 2. Oh, and 2 count to Lyle. Let me just double check something. Week 3. It's in Buffalo. Yeah. Oh, and 2 count. Molzinski delivers. That's going to be a foul tip. 0-2. I think if the game were in Miami, it would be I'm going to do the Thursday night game for sure. But the fact that it's in Buffalo, yeah, I think that makes it questionable. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be upstairs, ball 1. Because, I mean, if it's in Miami, Dolphins realistically have a shot on paper. They have a shot. But in Buffalo, it's like, I don't know. 1-2. Here's the pitch. That's a ground ball to second. Throws to first. I think he's safe. Oh, I think he just ran it out. That was a slow ground ball to second, and yeah, he is safe. Jeez, That'll bring up Luis Garcia. Runner on first with 1 out. That'll hang on. Garcia coming to the plate, batting .259, OPS of .706, 13 homers and 62 RBIs. Olszewski kicks and deals. Breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Oh and 1 count. Here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 1. 1-1 count. Olszewski will come to a set. And a pickoff attempt, and he is back safe and sound. Showing the replay here. Lyle clearly back. That's going to be a chopper. So Olszewski is going to toss it to first for out number 2. Runner moves to second. And that'll bring up Jorge Alfaro. Getting some action here. Only 19 at-bats on the year. Batting .263, OPS of .579. No homers and 2 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Miami's a must-see train wreck, so I wouldn't mind either way. Oh, I got you. I just think at home they might actually have a shot. They usually don't do too bad at home against the Bills, as that's going to be in there for a called strike. Them and the Patriots, they tend to do well. Not saying they win every game at home, obviously, against their division opponents, because that just doesn't happen. But they trend very well at home. Here's the 0-1. That is upstairs. Ball 1. But it's in Buffalo, so it's like, well, yeah, I think that's why I'm kind of torn on it. 1-1 counts. Olszewski looks back at second. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. One and 2 count. Again, Greg Brown talking about how great Bubba Chandler did. He was, again, perfect through 5. And unfortunately, he might get the loss today. Olszewski looks back at second. Rocks and fires. That's going to be hit to right, and that's going foul. One and 2. 2 outs. 1-0. Runner on second, 2 outs. I already said 2 outs. I'm saying 2 outs a lot now. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be hit to right, and that is going foul. I guess that's just a good phrase, 2 outs. Just double checking here. Kind of interested to see if that has... Is it still really halftime there? Or is this thing just tripping out? 1 and 2. Here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 2. Pittsburgh driving. They're at the Pittsburgh 45. Now my screen has went black because I clicked on everything. 2 and 2 counts. Olszewski rocks and fires. That's going to be hit to right. And once again, a foul ball as Alfaro just staying alive. Just hanging in there. Olszewski will set. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch inside. He struck him out. We're on to the 8th, where the Nationals lead 1-0 over the Pirates. Pirates on their way to 8 losses in a row. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I call games. That's pretty much what I do here. And obviously not too enthusiastic about this game, so I do apologize. I mean, this is making me question a lot. Question a lot of my Pirates and the Pirates fandom. I'll keep going, of course, but it's definitely annoying. All right. I guess we're still at the half there for Tennessee and Georgia. Let's go and refresh this again. Probably going to say the same thing. Yeah. All right. Penn State up 21-0 over Villanova. Penn State is driving. Rutgers again up 32-3 over Norfolk State. Let's see here. Pittsburgh, they are at the West Virginia 40. They're just now really starting the third quarter, 7-3. West Virginia leads. Pittsburgh driving. This guy. Pittsburgh driving there in the Pittsburgh West Virginia game. Cincinnati all over Northwestern State 63-0. Texas, they're up 7-3. Though they have the ball at the 23 of UTEP with 20 seconds to go, so they might be kicking a field goal. It'll cancel out the UTEP field goal. Texas, I mean, if it's a close game, Texas needs to drop in the polls. I don't care if they won. There is a delay still in Miami. I wonder what's happening there. South Florida trying to do something. That would be amazing. I mean, that would be wins over Florida, Miami, Boise State. I mean, that would be pretty darn cool to see. But I don't know. They're down right now. Spencer Horwitz, pinch hitting. Batting .259, OPS of 737, 9 homers and 42 RBIs. Here is the pitch. That is way outside, ball one. This is Henry. Henry, a new pitcher for the Nationals. I'm trying to get you his statistics real quick. As Henry kicks and deals. That is upstairs for ball two. Henry is 1-1 on the year. 3.96 ERA, whip of a 1.39. He's a rookie. First year pitching, so congratulations to him. Here's the 2-0, and that is high for ball three. So 3-0 count to Spencer Horwitz. Henry will set and deliver. That is in there for a called strike. 3-1. Henry will set, kicks, and deals. That's in there for a called strike, and Horwitz was about to toss the bat for ball four. But a 50-50 call goes against the Pirates. 3-2 count. Horwitz asking for time. Oh, it's a lightning delay. Okay, well, thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate that. I was wondering what in the world was happening there. I'm like, well, I know there's not any actual like hurricanes or anything like that, so I was just curious. Thank you for that. Here's the 3-2 ground ball, and that's going foul. Three and two count to Spencer Horwitz. Again, the Nationals up 1-0 over the Pirates. Henry sets, kicks, and deals. That is low for ball four. So Horwitz draws the walk. Good stuff for Horwitz. And that'll bring up Jared Triolo, who was 1 for 3. He's batting .227, OPS of 675 homers and 20 RBIs. What a game this has been. Dude, this has been the game of the year. This one, I've never seen a greater baseball game of my life. This one is really good. Upset Records, great job calling the. Thank you, Upset. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, no. This Pirates game here, definitely not like that Kent State game, Kent State Buffalo game. That was very awesome. Appreciate you stopping on by, man. If you do stop on by for Utah, Wyoming, that's awesome. But if not, that's okay. Again, you're free to enjoy your Saturday however you like it. As here's the pitch, that's going to be hit to right. And that is a foul ball. Again, I'm just covering my loser of a team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, looking to lose 8 in a row. So I'm trying not to fall asleep over here. It's pretty pathetic. 0-1 count. Henry sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be hit, and that's once again a foul ball. 0-2. Really hasn't been anything to get excited about. 0-2 count to Triolo. Runner on first, nobody out. Henry will come to a set. Rocks and fires. That is outside for ball one. Breaking ball, 82 on the radar gun. One and two count. Henry checks on the runner. Come to a set. And deliver. That is high. Throw to first, and Peguero, who is pinch running for Horwitz, he's safe. 2-2. 2-2 is the count. Two and two count. Peguero takes a lead, kicks and deals. That is in the dirt, ball three. Again, Peguero, I believe in the Orioles series, he was actually picked off already, so it's got to watch it. It's got to watch it. 3-2 count. Game of the year. Henry looks over at first. Will come to a set. And deliver. Ground ball to short. Peguero is actually already running, so they get Triolo at first. So nice stuff by Peguero, because that would have been an easy double play. That'll bring up Tommy Pham. Batting .255, OPS of .715, 9 homers and 50 RBIs. Runner on second with one out. Henry looks back at second. Looks back again. And delivers. That's in the dirt, ball one. Henry been kind of pitching away and low. Pretty much the entire inning. I don't know if that's just his thing or not. So to remind the Buccos, we score in 2 innings. They only have 2 left. I don't think they're going to get the memo. 1-0, here's the pitch. That is high for ball 2. 2-0 count to Tommy Pham. Henry will come to a set. Looks back at second. And deliver. That is low for ball 3. So again, Henry, I don't know what, he's not attacking the Pirates hitters. Three and 0 count to Tommy Pham. Here's the pitch. That is inside, but it's called a strike. Would have been easily ball 4. 3-1. Here's the pitch. That is high for ball 4. He gets his walk. Okay, a little bit of trouble here. That was actually Pham's second walk of the game. That'll bring up Brian Reynolds, who's 1 for 3. Spending .243, OPS of .715. Actually, never mind. We're going to see a pitching change. So I'll hold off on Reynolds' stats. See if we can get that Nationals pitcher. So bear with me. A pitching change here in D.C. They will step away. I, of course, will be right here again. When it comes to college football, that is really the thing. Actually, let's check out baseball first, and then we'll come to college football. We got some time. All right, again, this is sponsored by Coffee Beans. Coffee Beans, thank you very much for your support. Appreciate you. As the Orioles and Blue Jays are tied for... No, the Blue Jays have just walked it off in the bottom of the ninth. Blue Jays over the Orioles 5-4. So a little bit of payback there when it comes to the Pirates. Anyway, whatever. Tigers, they're up on the Marlins 3-2. Yankees 4-0 on the Red Sox. Mets up 1-0 on the Rangers. Final scores: Rays over the Cubs 5-4. College football. Penn State up 24-0 on Villanova. Georgia has the ball at the Tennessee 5. They are down 21-17, first and goal. Let's see here. Rutgers all over Norfolk State 32-10. Let's see. West Virginia is at the Pittsburgh 2, third and goal. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Cincinnati all over Northwestern State 63-0. Iowa State up 17-10 over Arkansas. Texas able to score. They're up 14-3 over UTEP. Okay, that might be looking worse for UTEP. And again, there's still a lightning delay there. Again, thank you, Kenneth, for that information. And again, the big story, Clemson probably falling out of the top 25 with a 24-21 loss to Georgia Tech. All right, we're back. Again, it's going to be runners on first and second with one out. Brian Reynolds coming to the plate. He's batting .243, OPS of 712, 15 homers, 71 RBIs. Again, one out here in the top of the eighth. The Pirates might not get a better opportunity. As here's the pitch, that is outside for ball one. Pitching is P.J. Pullen. He's 2-1 with a 1.42 ERA, a whip of a 1.21. Pretty solid. Again, another rookie. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be fouled back. 1-1. 1-1 count to P.J. Pullen. Again, a rookie. Nationals just a young team, very inexperienced, but doesn't seem to matter today. As Pullen sets. Looks back at second. Rocks and fires. That is in there for a called strike. 1-2. Reynolds going to ask for time. Again, it's a big count. 1-2 count. One out. Pullen comes to a set. Looks back at second. Rocks and fires. Ground ball. Oh, it's off Pullen's leg. And Pullen can't do anything with it. Bases are now loaded for the Pirates. Reynolds just hitting a ground ball off Pullen's right leg. So an infield hit. That will bring up Nick Gonzalez with bases loaded with just one out. He's batting .277, OPS of 699, 5 homers, and 24 RBIs. Pullen sets, kicks, and deals. That is outside for ball one. A base hit into the outfield would do wonders for the Pirates. Pullen sets, kicks, and deals. Gonzalez pops it up. Abrams makes the catch. Greg Brown says, my goodness. I feel so bad for that man. He has had to watch 31 years of Pirates baseball. That'll bring up Andrew McCutchen. It's batting .240, OPS of 712, 13 homers, and 53 RBIs. Unbelievable. This would be a disaster for the Pirates, not able to push across anybody. As Pullen sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be McCutchen hitting to right, and that's going to drop for a base hit. One run's going to score. And Pham scores. Andrew McCutchen. More like Andrew McClutchen coming through with a 2-out single when things were looking terrible. Oh my goodness. McCutchen coming through once again for the Pirates. Brick wants a double play. I got you for McCutchen with a 2-out, 2 RBI single. That's the best I can give you. Look at that. That'll bring up O'Neal Cruz, batting .201, OPS of 680, 19 homers, 56 RBIs. That is way outside for ball one. McCutchen coming through. He's done it so many times. And he had to do it again. Old man Cutchin. Oh, my goodness. 1-0 count to Cruz. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Looking for more. Looking for some insurance. Pullen comes to a set. Looks over at first. Rocks and a pickoff attempt, but McCutchen's back safe and sound again. If you're just tuning in, McCutchen with a 2-out, 2 RBI single to give the Pirates a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 8th. One 1-0 is the count. Pullen will come to a set. Rocks and fires. That is outside for ball 2. Count is 2-0. Pullen sets. Rocks and fires. That is inside ball 3. Pullen definitely struggling to locate the plate. Cruz does struggle against lefties. I don't know if Pullen knows that or he literally just can't find the plate here. 3-0 count. Pullen comes to a set. Kicks and deals. That is inside ball 4. A 4-pitch walk. Pullen struggling here. That'll bring up Nick York. Bases loaded once again. York is 0 for 3 on the day. Batting 200 on the year. OPS of 480. No homers, 3 RBIs. And it looks like Alfaro going to have a little chat here with Pullen. Like, hey, you kind of just blew open the game here for the Pirates. What the heck are you doing? Just throw it over the plate. That's all you got to do. I'm just paraphrasing. Of course, I have no idea. Once again, folks, appreciate it. If you are tuning on in, make sure, again, to like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, when we have a mound visit here, the pitching coach coming out and having a little chat with him. Like, hey, you're good, man. It's all good. It's been a rough year. Oh, never mind. Pullen's done. Had a little chat with him and then say, you know what, we're going to pull you. So a pitching change here in D.C. yet again. So bear with me, folks. They'll be right back. I, of course, will be right here. Let's see. West Virginia now up 14-3 over Pittsburgh. Again, Pittsburgh hasn't won in West Virginia since 2007. So it's looking rough. It was looking like a tough game, and apparently it is. So hopefully I'll be able to catch the ending of that. Maybe they can start winning when I watch. But once again, folks, if you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. Press that like button and subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play. This is what I do. I call games, folks. I call games. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. But again, appreciate you guys hanging out. Again, I know there's a lot of college football. So, yeah, no, definitely appreciate you guys. Again, I'll be back on a little bit later tonight. I'm not saying you have to be there, but I'm just saying I do try to put out some content. Utah and Wyoming. That'll be the next game. As, we had very much success with Buffalo, Kent State. Looking forward to trying to get some more action in there in the near future. That was pretty fun. But hopefully we can have some success tonight with Utah and Wyoming. But, of course, I'll be back tomorrow again. If there's any Pittsburgh fans here that, Pirates, they're not enough. I'll be back tomorrow with the Steelers and the Seahawks. Very exciting game there. DK playing his old team. Of course, it's our first home game of the season. And I'm looking for the Steelers offense to build on what they did in week 1. And maybe the defense could learn how to stop the run. That'd be pretty cool. And the Eagles, of course, and the Chiefs in the later window. That one was voted on by the subscribers of the channel. And you heard that correctly. Again, you guys will vote on games on this channel at least once a week for the NFL. As here is the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. And we may be having a special vote on Thursday see what I call there. Thursday night football, or is it going to be baseball? 0-1 count. Rutledge delivers. Checked his swing. I'm assuming he didn't go 1-1. Rutledge, the new pitcher for the Nationals. 3-2 with a 5.67. That is a swing and a miss. 95 on the fastball. 1-2 count to York. 5.67 ERA, whip of a 1.52. Rutledge sets, kicks, and deals. Ground ball to second. Oh, and it's off the second baseman's glove. 1 run is going to score. Cruz going to toss it in. Another run is going to score. The diving second baseman trying to make a play, just not tall enough at the end of the day. That is unfortunate. Diving, outstretched glove, off the tip of the glove. Unfortunate for the Nationals, who, I mean, have done very well. Of course, again, Bubba Chandler, shout out Bubba Chandler for having a perfect game all the way through 5, but he's not going to get the win today. He was on the hook for the loss had it not been for this inning. Here's the pitch. That is low for ball 1. This is Henry Davis, who's 0 for 3 on the day. If I knew the Pirates were just waiting on me to eat dinner to start scoring, I would have eaten 2 hours ago. Denny, come on, man. You should know to eat dinner at like 4 o'clock. 1-0 count. Rutledge checks on the runner at first, kicks and deals. Ground ball to short. Abrams tosses to second for out number 3. But a 4-run inning gives the Pirates the lead late here in D.C. 24-21, Georgia's just taken the lead over Tennessee. Oh, man. That's looking like a good one. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for coming out and listening to this game. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I got 2 subs for this game. I don't know how, but I appreciate you. You are legends in my book, so I appreciate it. Of course, again, Coffee Beans is the scoreboard sponsor, so thank you, Coffee Beans, for sponsoring this segment. As you just heard from Kenneth providing the update. Georgia taking the lead over Tennessee 24-21. They still got plenty of time in that one. It looks like Georgia is going to get the ball back, so Tennessee might be on the ropes. Now, again, if Tennessee, now I was saying, if Georgia loses to Tennessee, they're going to only move Georgia down a few spots, and that's probably what would have happened. If Tennessee loses at home, they should drop a few spots here. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they probably will, but again, I don't know. I'm just tired of the SEC bias. I really am. But maybe I'm just overthinking it. Pittsburgh has the ball at the 1. Turner just ran for a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the West Virginia 1. And it looks like they just pounded it in. Holstein with the 1-yard touchdown. West Virginia now only up by 5, pending the extra point. Please do not go for 2. Do not go for 2. Holy Toledo, they are up 53-0 to Morgan State. Iowa State 17, Arkansas State 10. Texas is still over UTEP at halftime. There's still a delay there in Miami. Liberty up 6-3 over Bowling Green. I've covered Liberty on the channel. Not a bad team there. All right, we're heading to the bottom of the 8th. Dylan Cruz, the guy that broke the perfect game bid, is up the plate. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. Batting .206, OPS of .637, 9 homers and 25 RBIs. Again, the Nationals with a young team. The Pirates, I guess they are young, but they still have a bunch of old players. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be low for ball 1. McCutcheon. Obviously, I love McCutcheon. I'm not going to hate on him. Reynolds, he's getting up there in age at 30. Pham, I mean, that was our star hitting signing, I guess, as that's going to be popped up. York is under it, and it's going to make the catch for out number 1. But I'm just saying, it's not good when you're struggling and you're not exactly young. That'll bring up Brady House. Batting 240 OPS of 595, 4 homers and 28 RBIs, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Wolzinski kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. 0-1 count. Wolzinski kicks and deals. That is outside for ball 1. 1-1 count to Brady House. Wolzinski delivers. That's a ground ball, and that's going foul. 1-2. And if you're just tuning in, the Pirates with a 4-run top of the 8th to take the lead 4-1. Very nice. Wolzinski sets and deals. That is way upstairs for ball 2. Just passing the 2-hour mark in this game. Very quick game. Very quick game indeed. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That'll bring up Robert Hassel, who's 1 for 2 on the day, batting 244, OPS of 616, 3 homers and 17 RBIs. Wolzinski sets and delivers. Showing bunt. It is down, but it is also foul. We'll do this again. Doctor would be a better player than Henry Davis. No, I wouldn't. But I appreciate the kindness there. That's a ground ball to first. York is going to step on the bag for round number 3. Orioles with a drive-by liking. Appreciate you, Orioles. Sorry that you got walked off. You know, that's a bummer. I can't imagine getting walked off. I mean, I don't think I've ever experienced that in my lifetime. Maybe I did the past few days. I don't know. But, yeah, sorry about that. Thank you, of course, for the like. Folks, if you haven't done so already, check out Orioles Birdwatcher. He is one of the more entertaining people on YouTube. He really is. A great job at calling play-by-play for the Orioles. But again, if you're just a sports fan, check him out. Subscribe to him right now. He is awesome. He really is. One of these days we got to chat off camera because he seems like a interesting person. Definitely a personality there. But I appreciate you stopping on by, man. Of course, we're into the top of the 9th. Pirates 4, Nationals 1. Let's see if they did go for 2 and they got it. They got lucky. I don't like that. It was a dumb decision there. Paying it forward. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, man. Let's see here. Again, Tennessee, they actually got the ball back 21-24 still. Tennessee looking to retake the lead. So SMU looks like they're going to be fine. They were down 10-0 to Missouri State. Unbelievable. But they seem to be on track. Let's see. Texas, yeah, they're still at half. Still in a delay there in Miami. Love the Bird Oriole. Yeah, no, he's definitely, yeah, he's pretty cool. Seems like a cool guy. I don't want to inflate his ego, though. Seems like a guy that... I'm just kidding. No, he's really cool. Due up for the Pirates, going to be over Peguero whenever we get this game restarted. Gregarious. You're Gregarious. And Rhino's, oh yeah, Rhino's awesome too. He is a big reason why this channel has actually accelerated much faster. Rhino, yeah, I actually went to his channel. I was just chatting in the comments, and he was just asking like, hey, I started this channel, and he's like, okay, I'll have to check you out. And he's like, hey, you're not too bad. And then that's how it started. I guess Rhino started sharing me with his buddies, and here I am. It's been fun. It's been fun. Cheers. Yeah, appreciate it, Orioles. Thank you for stopping on by. That's going to be outside for ball 1. Oh, cheers, Steelers. Talking to Steelers fan. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, no, again, that's a good sub right there. You'll definitely enjoy his channel. As here is the 1-0. Peguero hits this to left center. At the wall, he's going to make the catch. He as in Hassel. No hassle for out number 1. That'll bring up Jared Triolo. Trying to hit by 3,500 by tomorrow. Where are you at? Are you that close, man? That's awesome. That'll bring up Jared Triolo. Is batting 226, OPS of 667, 5 homers, 20 RBIs. Gonna get 1K by October. Yeah, okay. I don't think that's gonna happen. That ain't happening. Oga Sawara. That's gonna be in there for a called strike. I gotta learn how to pronounce some names here. Oga Sawara. I watched some anime too. This is unacceptable. He is from Japan. 1-1 with a 6.83 ERA. That's going to be low for ball 1. Ogasawara. Yeah, that's right. Ogasawara. 1-1 count. Doctor will hit 1,000 by tonight. Okay. Here's the 1-1. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Yeah. If I hit 1,000 by midnight, then something illegal probably happened. And it wasn't me. I assure you, I wasn't doing anything. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch, as that's going to be high for ball 2. Trello's 1 for 4. Pardon me. I think I said 1 for 3 earlier. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was at 755. I believe I'm at 803 now. It's been a good day. Here's the 2-2. And that's going to be outside for ball 3. Again, that Kent State-Buffalo game was fantastic. It was a great game. And, yeah, no, that was a good one. Hopefully we have some success. I mean, I'll take any success, but, yeah, that was a good game. 3-2, here's the pitch. Triolo hits this to left. And that one will clear the deck. Cannonball coming, Jared Triolo, with his 6th home run of the year. And the Pirates lead 5-1 over the Nationals. Man, where was this? It was just looking as pathetic as can be the first 7 innings. But Tree comes through. Big Tree. Yeah, he's awesome. He's looking good. That'll bring up Tommy Pham, batting 255, OPS of 717, 9 homers, 50 RBIs. Ogasawa delivers. That's going to be low for all. And again, I'm butchering it. Ogasawara. Boom. Boom indeed. Ogasawara sets, kicks, and deals. Breaking ball, that is high. So it's 2-0. Groot. Yeah, no, he gave it a good ride. That was over the bullpen, too, in left. Pirates fan got it, too. That's good. Here's the 2-0. And that is inside ball 3. Trello starting 3rd next season? Yeah. Probably. I don't know how I feel about it. I like him, but I mean, you gotta hit. That's gonna be in there for a called strike. I mean, we should be able to improve it first. I mean, Horowitz is a platoon guy. He's a platoon guy. Gonzalez at second, I'm fine with. You know, Reynolds in right, Cruz in centers. That's gonna be a chopper, and that's gonna be foul. We need improvements at catcher, short, left. We just need 3 guys with an on-base percentage of 360. I don't know. I'm just, obviously, you know what I'm trying to reference here, Moneyball, but I'm just saying we need 3 big quality bats in free agency, as that's going to be chopped foul. You know, I'm okay. I mean, if Triolo's going to take 3rd, okay. You know, he's a good fielder. He's got some speed. You know, his bat, it's been a little bit better since the All-Star break, but he's got to improve it again. He's got to take another step forward. 3-2 counts. Ogasawara sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be hit to right, and that's going to be a foul ball. So 3-2, 1 out. 5-1 is your score. Ogasawara will set, kicks, and deals. That's going to be hit once again, a foul ball. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, I mean, Davis, I was really looking forward to seeing him next year, but at this point, I mean, he just can't hit. He just can't. Here's the 3-2. That is going to be ball 4. So Pham walks for a third time today. Fantastic. Tommy Pham with a fantastic eye. That'll bring up Brian Reynolds. He's 2 for 4 on the day. Left field, shortstop. Oh, we need or third base. I'm still offering Holiday for skiing straight up. I will throw in a comp pick if you want to be stubborn about it. Comp pick, man. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, one of the greatest pitchers potentially of all time, you know, if he keeps this up, or Jackson Holiday. I don't know. I mean, the Pirates would take it. Tell you what, you know, if the Orioles were to send that to the Pirates right now, wouldn't surprise me. We were actually talking about how bad the trades have been for the Pirates. Like, Josh Bell, who we traded a while ago. It's been years now. And we got back Will Crow and some other dude. I have no idea. Add Gunner and 2 first. I don't think you can trade actual picks. But yeah, I mean, nah. I mean, I wouldn't trade Paul unless we got like a whole starting lineup from like the Yankees or something. I don't know. All right, Ogasawara sets, kicks, and deals. That is low for ball 1. Reynolds batting .244, OPS of 714, 15 homers and 71 RBIs. Again, the Pirates lead 5-1 here in the top of the 9th with 1 out, runner on first. 1-0 count to Brian Reynolds. Here's the pitch. That is low. That'll become 2-0. Ogasawara has been struggling here again. You know, the first out was hit to the warning track, and then the next batter, of course, a solo shot, and then a walk, and already behind Reynolds 2-0. Here is the pitch. That is low for ball 3. 28-27 going to the fourth quarter. I'm very sorry about that, Kenneth. Very sorry about that. Can even keep Skeens. Yeah, girlfriend. 3-0 count. I mean, that's a non-factor for me, but that's going to be low, ball 4. So Reynolds drawing the walk, and it's not looking good. I mean, I feel like this game is going on a little bit longer than it needs to now. Personally, I'm just saying. Wanted this game to kind of be a quick one so I can relax. Got a game tonight I'm calling. But no, we're going to go ahead and pad some more stats because why not? Because, well, we got to score our runs in one game. We can't spread it out evenly. As here's the pitch. And Gonzalez helping me out with a one-pitch fly out to right. And Cruz will make the catch. He's going to throw to third. And Pham will also be at third. He beats the throw. That'll bring up Andrew McCutchen, who pretty much saved the day for the Pirates. Steelers fan likes the trade, I'm assuming. McCutchen's 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs, batting .242, OPS of 714, 13 homers, and 55 RBIs. Ogasawara kicks and deals. Breaking ball, and that's going to be hit and foul. Doesn't say hit on and foul. Yeah, hit on doesn't make any sense for baseball. Swung on, not hit on. 0-1 count. Ogasawara sets, kicks, and deals. That is high for ball 1. Livy Dunn could replace Davis. I mean, you know, again, I don't want to disrespect Davis that much. He can't hit, and that is completely true. But I do like him on defense. He's underrated, I shouldn't say great, defensive catcher. Here's the 1-1 that is in there for a cold strike. Or at least he's much better than Bart as far as defensively. 1-2 count to McCutchen, who shakes his head. Ogasawara sets, rocks, and fires. Oh, I think he fouled it off. Thought it hit him, but no, it went off the knob of the bat. Once again, a 1-2 count to Andrew McCutchen. Runners on the corners. They evidently did get the memo. Yeah, they did. Yeah. 1-2 count and a pickoff attempt, but Reynolds is back safe and sound. See, Denny, again, they score 2 innings. They're like, you know what? We got it late. I'm sorry. We'll score in the 8th and the 9th. That's fine. As it looks like the Pirates will be warming up 2 pitchers, Johan Ramirez and Dennis Santana. Bart is bad too. He is. 1-2. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit, and that's going foul. Rafael Flores, our catcher in 2026. I just want to. I forgot what happened to Andy Rodriguez. Is he still hurt? What happened to him? 1-2 count. Ogasawara sets. Looks and delivers. McCutchen hits a fly ball to left. Wood is under it and will make the catch for out number 3. The Pirates add another run, some insurance. So we head to the bottom of the 9th. The Pirates looking like they may snap this losing streak, as they're up 5-1 over the Nationals. I'd rather watch Livy run around the outfield. And yeah, I feel like a lot of people would agree with you, Denny, but I don't know if it's for baseball reasons. I would probably agree with you there. I think most people would. All right. Well, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you haven't done so already, again, thank you very much to everyone that has clicked on the live stream. And, of course, thank you to all the members and donors as well. And, of course, Coffee Beans is our scoreboard sponsor. So, for one final time, let's check out what's happening in the MLB, and, of course, we'll head to college football. All right. Tigers, Marlins, 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees over the Red Sox, 4-2 in the top of the 7th. Mets leading the Rangers 2-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Royals leading the Phillies 3-2 in the bottom of the 1st. White Sox leading the Indians 1-0 as they are in the bottom of the 1st. Final scores, the Rays over the Cubs 5-4, and the Blue Jays over the Orioles 5-4 as well. College football. 3-0 Royals over the Phillies. Phillies just scored, so it's 3-2 there. Penn State up 38-0 over Villanova. Georgia, and they are down 27-28. I don't know what's happening here. It says Georgia with the ball. Let's see here. Pittsburgh has tied it up. It's 14-14, and Pitt has the ball at the West Virginia 18, but it's 4th down. They may be kicking a field goal. Let's see. Iowa State up 17-13. That's an interesting score there. Iowa State, I feel like, should be all over that, but we'll see. Texas just tacked on a field goal. Miami is still delayed. Lots of stuff happening. Again, the big story of the day for college football, as here's the pitch. Checked his swing. Did he go? I don't know. They didn't say anything, but Clemson losing to Georgia Tech. Clemson most likely out of the top 25. If they want any shot of the playoff, they need to win out. Here's the pitch. That is inside, so it's ball 2. New pitcher for the Pirates is Dennis Santana. Great first name, by the way. Can't emphasize that enough. 4-5 record, 2.29 ERA. That's a ground ball to first. And look at that. York is there, takes it himself for round number 1. So Santana on I don't think this is a save situation. I don't know if 4 runs. I can't remember that. 4 and 5, 2.29 ERA, 0.89 WHIP. That'll bring up James Wood, who's 0 for 3 on the night, or afternoon, I should say. His batting .260 OPS of 828. Here's the pitch. That is outside ball 1. 27 homers and 88 RBIs on the season. Steelers fan wanted Carmen to get the last 3 outs, but no, Santana is in the game. 1-0 count. Santana sets, kicks, and deals. That is low for ball 2. Again, Pittsburgh fans, I'll be back on tomorrow for Steelers and the Seahawks. So definitely tune in for that one. If you're not able to watch the game or you'd rather listen to me call the game, that is perfectly fine with me. 2-0, here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. And if you're just a fan of sports, my next stream is actually in about an hour and a half. Utah and Wyoming. Utah and Wyoming. Hopefully that's a good one. 2-1. Here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 3. Dylan, how's it going? Dylan Miguel. Blessing. Not too sure what the blessing is. I appreciate you for stopping on by, though. I guess the blessing is the fact that, hey, we're all chatting with each other, calling a game. Here's the 3-1. That's going to be inside ball 4. We're all just hanging out. That is a blessing in itself. That'll bring up Andreas Chaparro. Pinch hitting, I guess, for Josh Bell. He's batting .163 OPS of 524, 1 homer and 2 RBIs. Re-sign Pham and trade him for what? I don't know if the Nats would take that trade. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. Andreas Chaparro hasn't really seen much action this year. 7 for 43. Santana delivers. That's going to be hit, and that might be playable. Davis is going to make the catch for round number 2, and the Nationals are down to their final out as Dalen Lilly going to try to keep this game going. He's batting .284 OPS of 782, 5 homers and 30 RBIs on the season. Enjoying the stream, hit that like and subscribe to never miss a live play-by-play from Dr. Delay, because that's going to be outside for ball 1. Lilly's 1 for 3. Again, the Pirates, it was looking doom and gloom as always, but 5 runs in the last 2 innings may be the difference of this one. 1-0 count. Santana rocks and fires, and that is popped up. Peguero is under it and makes the catch. Look at us go. As that is the final out. Rays, the Jolly Roger. The Pirates snap their 7-game losing streak with a 5-1 win over the Washington Nationals. Oh my goodness, it's been a while since the Pirates been able to win. They will move to 65-84. The Nationals fall to 61-87. So, oh my goodness, it's been a while. Thank you. Thank you so much. We got to win. Folks, again, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. I will very quickly exit. I will try to send you guys elsewhere for some more entertainment if you're looking for it. If not, that's okay. I'll just send you guys elsewhere regardless, because I'm just that type of guy. I did forget to earlier, and I feel like such a jerk for that, because I actually had a decent audience. I'm like, why did I forget? As soon as I exit, I'm like, no, what am I doing? I got to send them elsewhere. Let's see here. What do we got? We got let's do Rising Rhino. We'll try to send the game later tonight there as well. Anyway, folks, I'll catch you later. I will see you possibly tomorrow for Steelers and the Seahawks. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Again, I'll be covering Utah and Wyoming as well. But if not, you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'll see you later. Good game, good call. Raise it. Raise.